when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord's soul reaper. Patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep.
It's bigger than trading.
It's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade.
You can conquer emotion.
Escape Babylon.
Cycle.
Move with wisdom.
Build with faith.
Smart action trading.
They told us chase fast money,
Bad money.
worship greed,
Love for trading.
panic with a crowd,
Modern Babylon.
build on fear.
Distraction and emotional slavery.
But discipline,
Patience.
wisdom,
Wisdom.
that's how you escape the system.
Smart action trading.
Yeah.
Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live shade of fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
Planting seeds of silence.
While they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight and move with salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the charts became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the rocket when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create king sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. David burst the giants every morning at the open fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild the traitor instead.
Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live trained to fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
Planting seeds of silence.
While they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention.
I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Lose themselves chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Following up a line conquer when I say I had the right resistance. Sparking levels in the chains that kept affecting my decisions. Now they set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smaller. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. The move they know a builder while they left that in. Desperate and look foolish before the rain arrives. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive.
Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever.
That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord's soul reaper.
Patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep.
It's bigger than trading.
It's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade.
You can conquer emotion.
Escape Babylon.
Cycle.
Move with wisdom.
Build with faith.
Smart action trading.
They told us chase fast money,
Bad money.
worship greed,
Love for trading.
panic with a crowd,
Modern Babylon.
build on fear.
Distraction and emotional slavery.
But discipline,
Patience.
wisdom,
Wisdom.
that's how you escape the system.
Smart action trading.
Yeah.
Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live shade of fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
Planting seeds are solid.
While they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight to move with salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the charts became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walk when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create kings sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave me burst of giants every morning at the hope it don't fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild a traitor instead.
Jericho walls follow when my faith get loud. Used to great emotional, now my spirit strong. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live, train to feel.
market full of idols.
I just walk a vision king.
Planting seeds are solid, while they chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention.
I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Lose themselves chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Follow you up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Marking levels and the chains that can't protect my decisions. Now they set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. I move like no one building while they left that hit. Desperation look foolish before the rain arrives. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord's soul reaper. Patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep. Yeah,
It's bigger than trading.
it's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade.
You can conquer emotion.
Escape Babylon.
Cycle,
Move with wisdom.
build with faith.
Smart action trading.
They told us chase fast money,
Dead money.
worship greed,
Love for trading.
panic with the crowd,
Modern Babylon.
build on fear.
Distraction and emotional slavery.
But discipline,
Patience.
wisdom,
Wisdom.
that's how you escape the system.
Smart action trading.
Yeah,
Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live, shade of fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
Planting seeds are solid.
While they chase attention.
labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight to move with salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the charts became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walk when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create kings sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave me burst of giants every morning at the hope it don't fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction.
The information shared during this live stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. All trades, ideas, and strategies discussed are my personal opinions and are not recommendations to buy or sell any securities. Trading involves risk, and you should always do your own research and consult with a licensed financial professional before making any investment decisions. You are solely responsible for your own trading results. The information shared during this live stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should
Top of the morning, traders, and happy Friday, August 21st, and welcome to the most value-packed live trading show, where we live trade, break down charts, cover high-impact events, and talk trader mindset. Hope everyone had a wonderful day yesterday and is ready to kick off this wonderful Friday. It is Free Trade Friday, so the link, if you're in the free tier Discord, the delay-free, ad-free stream is available to you, so make sure to join us there. If you're looking to access that, make sure to go to smartactiontrading.com, go to the community tab, join the free tier Discord, and you can join us for Free Trade Friday. It's also Ramp Down Friday. What that simply means, guys, is look to close out the week as strong as possible. Play defense. Defense will win those championships. All right, so don't look to do anything too much today. Size all the way down. If you're green for the week, capital preservation is the name of the game. You want to go into the weekend on a high note. Okay, so let's look to take advantage of the best opportunities today. Trade safe, trade smart, and dominate. All right, let that 1 minute candle close out. Tesla starting to push. Tesla, I want the entire market start to push because Tesla's sitting right at resistance. Unless it makes a solo mission above resistance, Tesla's currently testing that area. So just be very careful on Tesla. All right, let it kind of settle in. We do have 9:45. We do have PMI data coming out. Services and manufacturing PMI. Outside of that, guys, OPEX, keep that in mind as well. And this lackluster week will be behind us. At least next week we'll have a couple of more catalysts. But this lackluster week would be behind us. So at least now you know the importance of that economic calendar, okay? We're starting to see small caps falling off a cliff. We're starting to see Qs, okay? Qs could not hold above that daily upside breaker, failed to hold above prior day's highs. Bitcoin starting to slide as well. Bitcoin to make a massive move. Bitcoin, the big breakout on Bitcoin for the third leg is above 80K. All right, you can technically say 79K 79.5, but 80K will be the official area. We got Meta sliding in the pre-market. We got Alphabet sliding in the pre-market. We have Tesla, okay, rejecting off that high. So Tesla, that was a trap. All right, Tesla's in a resistance. It comes into it and it starts to push back lower when the indexes are dumping as well. So we did talk about not taking it if the indexes are not strong. And you can see the nature of these names and how trappy they get. Alphabet starting to slide. Alphabet is at PML already. Robinhood sliding as Walmart continues to slide at PML. SpaceX falling off a cliff here. SpaceX looking to test at 130. Good morning. Qs, nasty drop on the Qs, guys. Nasty drop on the Qs. We did see some heavy flow coming to the semis for puts on one-day DTEs. Okay, so if that means anything to you, we're testing this 50% retrace, 50-50 test, guys. 50% retrace of the daily, 50% retrace of the TOG and 50. Right here, Qs, guys. Qs are already at PML. Qs are already at PML. Good morning on YouTube. Good morning, everyone on YouTube. Good morning. Happy Friday. Qs love to do that. They love to get above that daily upside breaker. Okay, prior day's highs. They spend some time there and then just trap all the bulls above prior day's highs. All right, so the Qs are leading the way to the downside so far on this first 5 minute candle. All these names are on the same page. They're all selling off on that 5, with the Qs violating the most significant level, which is that PML. So the Qs are the ones that are below PML. Small caps headed towards PML, and SPY testing this 50% retrace. Okay, so they're in agreement as far as selling, but they're not in agreement as far as levels. All right, SPY's PML is here. So the Qs are outpacing the rest of the indexes as it pertains to their key levels. Okay, Microsoft starting to push. So Microsoft looks like software is hot here. DRAM sliding. IGV above 102.65. Question becomes, can the Q stay below PML? Can the Q stay below PML? Qs have a very volatile relationship with PML. Okay, I want to take a look at the Qs. The Qs are bearish on all the intraday time frames. They're bearish and directional on all the intraday time frames, and they are leading the sell-off. Shockwave 5 on the Qs. Qs have room into 711.72 if they can hold below 713.40 via shockwave. Shockwave 5. See if small caps can knock out 299.24. Remember that notorious, I'm going to leave that level on the chart right there, the notorious 711.08 level. Poll question for today. Poll question for today is, does the market rally or continue to dump? So far, 44% of the chat says chop, 19% says dump, and 38% says rally. So the consensus so far, it's early, still early, okay, is we chop, according to the chat. C-SPY can at least stay below the zone here and stay below. VWAP retrace reject into PML. Retrace reject into PML. The Qs continue to sell off here. Okay. So we got 5-minute closure on the Qs below PML. Look at the Qs. Look at that trap above the daily upside breaker after rejecting off that area, right? And the Qs are coming into this key level 711.72, 711.10. So just be careful going short in that area. Okay. Qs continue to push lower via shockwave 5. Qs. DRAM falling off a cliff. Meta trying to push the upside. Apple, okay, starting to break down here on Apple. Interestingly, Microsoft is strong, Meta strong. IGV stable. QQQ, the puts on QQQ 710s. Shockwave 5, possibly, for a quick scalp. If you're waiting for PML, you gotta wait until 715.40 for that retrace reject. Qs are coming into key level here, so you see if they can continue to slice and dice. Down go small caps. SPY 764 puts via shockwave 5. With the Qs leading the way. Small caps also leading the way. The only thing holding us up, guys, the only thing holding up SPY is the fact that the Dow is holding VWAP. Okay, this sell-off is in mega cap and small cap. Mega cap, small cap, sell-off. Amazon falling off a cliff. I'm gonna put that on the watch. Amazon, 255. Again, if you're not comfortable with zeros, go to the ones. Amazon 255s. Via shockwave 15. Has room to 255. SPY, if you're looking to short it there, SPY does have a little room at that PML. For Shockwave 5, we do have a catalyst at 945. Yellow folder catalyst, that is. But catalyst nonetheless. Robinhood is starting to go as well. Robinhood is starting to go. See if Bitcoin come into play. Bitcoin hold that level. That's 76.9, 77 territory. So Amazon, I have Amazon on watch. QQQ, Shockwave 5, retrace, reject. I want it to resurface and fall back under it. I'll take that kind of setup. I won't take it at face value. Face value meaning if it bounces and comes into that particular area, I just take it. Right? I want it to come back into it, get above it, then fall back under it. Okay. When the buying gets faded. SPY looking to go test that VWAP. Robinhood is going. Robinhood, we got the IV. Take a look at the IV. I'm looking at Robinhood. All right, but I want you to type Robinhood in your chain and tell me what the IV is. Okay, is the IV normal? Is it high, very high? Is it low? And why? And why? Very important to go through that protocol every time. All right, for those of you joining us for Free Trade Friday, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, let's get to the chat on YouTube. Good morning, everyone on YouTube. Again, everyone make sure to go on YouTube and smash the like button. Let's get the likes up. Let's do the giveaway today. We haven't done a giveaway all week, I believe. All right, and we are now, guys, we are less than 60 likes away. We're about 60 likes away from hitting 6K subs. All right, 6K subs. We've been building this channel up from the ground up, brick by brick, subscriber by subscriber, by showing up every day, okay, by leading with education. So again, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure to do so. If you do find value from the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, share, all right, and help us get to 6K. This is our channel, guys. This is our channel, okay? Everyone plays a piece, plays a role on the channel, all right? Nothing to Meta's starting to push. Q's retesting. Shockwave 5. I want it to resurface. See if we can get at least into 712.86. Reject off that, then fall back under it. We have Shockwave 15 coming up at the same time as a major catalyst. So be mindful of that. Okay. Retrace reject there on the Qs. If you took that, dollar signs in the chat. Shockwave 5. We know this notorious level. All right, let's take that off for now. Here, you just quick retrace reject at the lows of the day. This is a textbook scalp. Shockwave 5. That's going to be available very soon. There's QQQ. So the Qs are leading the way. It's at a key level. You short it right to this key level. Okay. You short it right to the key level, and you're basically done for the day. Okay, you're basically done for the day. We have Friday's close coming up. We have TP1 coming up. Yeah, the selling is in the Qs because the Dow's pushing, small caps getting back to VWAP, and the Qs are coming at that 711.08. Do you guys remember the 711.08? Okay, and the level that basically I was looking to target a couple of times yesterday, got stopped out a couple of times in pursuit of that target. That's that level. Okay, so far the Qs have the most amount of relative weakness. In pre-market, they had the most amount of relative strength. See how things change so quickly. The days of what you see in pre-market and it being easy and you just take that bias into intraday activity, that's gone. Okay, the more readily available trading becomes, the more mainstream it becomes, all right, the more people participate, the more difficult the game will be. All right, it's not going to be easier and easier and easier. If you can recall, trading in 2020 was very simple. It's going to get harder every season, guys. Okay, it's going to get harder every season. So 945 is here. Let's go back to SPY, our bread and butter. Keeping a close eye on Amazon puts, of course. It has room into that. So if as trading becomes harder and if we get better, it's going to remain relatively the same for us. If that makes sense. But if you're not getting better and it gets harder, right, you're going to fall behind. Okay, so as the difficulty increases, we continue to improve. We have NVIDIA on the verge as well. Apple, if we can get above VWAP, Apple has an interesting relationship with SPY. Apple provided some great opportunities this week. Those 2 days where it just went parabolic. Okay. Apple does have a breakdown brewing. On the intraday higher time frame. Qs are starting to bounce here, so if you take that to target into that key level, you're good to go. If you're waiting for PML, VWAP, continue to wait. And we have our catalyst PMI. Let's read off the PMI. So these manufacturing PMI, previous reading 53.9, forecast 53.9. We came below forecast 53.2. Flash services PMI, previous reading 54.6, forecast 54, actual 56.8, above the previous reading and the forecast. Okay. Robinhood is starting to push, guys. But the IV is through the roof. The IV is through the roof. See if Apple can break here. Shockwave 5 already in play for Apple. So notice how this short here, guys, it doesn't have an intraday pivot. Like what we talked about, this small nuance. When it has a pivot like this and then it comes into it, you have a target right there. So basically what you're looking for the bottom to fall out. That's what you're looking for. NVIDIA. Okay, Palantir looking like it wants to break. Meta pushing to the upside. See if Apple can break those lows. Looking at the Apple 305 puts. Okay, spreads are clean on those. No need to get the bid. Okay, see if there's some follow through behind it. Give me a test of that 307.93. Apple has room into 306. 306, okay. Has room into 306. Okay, Apple is starting to drop here. There goes Apple. So it's almost like Apple doesn't give you a retest. Apple just goes and it just goes. All right, but I'll continue to wait. Okay, if you took Apple, dollar signs in the chat. Who took Apple? Apple breakdown. SPY breakdown coming into play. If you're looking to take SPY, okay. PML is your target. Apple, see if Apple can get one little bounce. Come back in a little bit, and I'll take the Apple puts here. Okay, I'll take the Apple puts right there. Okay, couldn't get filled there. See if we can try again. Hold on, Weeble's giving me some issues here. Give me 1 second. Anyone else having issues on Weeble? Might have to refresh for some reason. And that short was nice on Apple too. See if I can refresh Weeble. Beautiful job on Apple, guys. Okay, gave that entry that retrace reject. You can see Apple. Okay, if you're looking for the scalp, you can take it, but the ultimate goal on Apple is to get to this green line. Okay, Robinhood is starting to push. We got Nvidia breaking down. Robinhood continues to go. We have Walmart taking another leg lower. Weeble, I don't know what's going on with Weeble. SPY still inside. Keep in mind, guys, SPY is trading within prior day's range. Smack dab in the middle of prior day's range at the 50% point here. Okay. It's trading within pre-market high, pre-market low. Okay, so just be very, very careful. Down goes Nvidia. So I'm having some issues on Weeble. Let's see if I can check it on mobile. Took Apple puts. I'm good on Weeble. Scale out on Nvidia. Okay, mobile seems to be fine. Mobile seems to be, I'm not a mobile ninja, but like quick with the mobile. To scalp on mobile it takes a different skill set. It takes a different skill set. SPY into PML. Down goes the Qs. Qs are starting to push lower. The Qs need to hold about 711.08. So very rarely do the same levels intraday translate, or do I carry over those levels. I like to use the key levels, right? But look at the Qs, guys. The Qs are sliding. That can help SPY slide. Okay, we have Tesla very close to those highs. We got Amazon. We got Nvidia breaking down. Apple bounced a little bit, still within, maybe if I was in that, maybe I'd be in a little bit of drawdown. Maybe break even, close to break even. There goes SPY, guys. There goes SPY. There goes SPY. Okay. This is your target area with a majority. That's how I would treat it. Okay. If we can hold below pre-market low, PML, you'd be good to go. But by this time, this is the trade we're waiting for. All right, there you go. They gave it to us in first shift. So first shift has been very choppy. They gave it to us right there. Okay. And that's about right here. So about 40 cents. That's what it's given. That's what you can take right into PML. Okay, you can see right there. You don't want to take it. Okay, the market will take it. Apple catching a second wind into those lows. If you did take Apple, manage accordingly. I refreshed my desktop. We will multiple times, no luck. None of the buttons are clicking. Option chain is moving, but the buttons are not clicking. Let me see if I can rebuild Turbo Trader. Maybe make another copy or something. Okay, no luck. Nice bounce off that PML. There are bars at PML. There are bars at PML. There are bars at PML. Look at that. Okay. So PML, they can play that game. Okay, that's your scalp there. And you can also see here. Okay, we're in the jaws of the gap up still. So we once we broke below that 765.24, we are now in the jaws of the gap up. We're in the jaws of the gap up. We're starting to see IGV push. If we can mount a rally off that PML, if the Qs can get above that 711.72, okay, and start to push, Tesla might have a chance. If it does break that level now, okay, it's breaking it on its own. Okay, can a individual name break a level on its own, a major resistance level? It can, right? But the likelihood of it breaking and continuing that resistance level not being not acting as resistance is very low. All right, so be mindful. Let's keep a close eye on Tesla. But if SPY starts to bounce, okay, more put action here. SPY starts to bounce, you can start to go. Okay, SPY's just hanging out right at PML. SPY's hanging out right at PML. Apple just can't seem to get past that 307.02, so watch for that 307.02. We're seeing Tesla break out, making a push on its own. See if SPY can rally off that PML. There goes Tesla. Okay, there goes SPY. That's helping Tesla push. Here's Tesla. Okay. Major push on Tesla. From this morning, anyone take Tesla? This Weeble give me a little frustration. I haven't experienced this issue before. And when it's a little bit like when the options change and the buttons are a little weird, that's happened before. With this, I don't know. Tesla for the retest. The SPY can hold that PML. Yep, Tesla going solo. Solo trip to the moon. But again, if SPY can rally off this zone, that's going to further help Tesla continue to push. Okay, matter of fact, the fact that SPY is rallying can actually be a little beneficial for Apple. Okay, to break down, to break into those lows. All right. If you're looking for something beyond the scalp. So SPY is still below VWAP. Okay. So you get that downward compression break. So if SPY is bouncing, that might be favorable. Anyone take out if you take Apple, that might be favorable for Apple to break that 307.08. Okay, see if we can knock out those lows. We have look how many wicks we have down there on Apple. Let me just show you Apple's chart. I want to bring this to your attention. If you take a look at Apple on the 5, look at this action. Wick. So there's some stubborn buyers down here at that 307 territory. Okay, between 307 and 307.10. You can see they push it up every time. Tesla might be the trade, guys. As actually the trade. Tesla's the one. Tesla's the one. And you want to take Tesla. Strikers, anyone catch Tesla. Beautiful job, Reyes. So Weeble is not working for me. Which sucks, but it is what it is. But the show must go on, though, guys. The show must go on. And it will be tricky to navigate the position, open and close the position on my phone. I don't feel comfortable with that. Tesla, solo mission on Tesla. And that comes from pre-market. Team, that comes from everyone on YouTube, that comes from pre-market. All right, pre-market prep plus shockwave. Understanding context. Beautiful job, Reyes. 30% on Tesla. Good. And Tesla's a mover. We love Tesla. Okay, a lot of people call Tesla Stressla because they don't know how to trade it. Okay, but we call Tesla Blessla. Okay, because if you know how to trade Tesla, it could be a blessing. All right, we'll start to call Tesla Blessla. Because when it moves and you're right, that thing moves. Okay, so you heard it here first. Blessla. TP1 hit on Blessla. Robinhood continues to grind higher as well. TP2 hit on Tesla. Took Tesla 20%. Beautiful job, real quiet. Okay, SPY is starting to rally. All right, you take your scalp to the downside here, downward compression break. That's going to further help Tesla, guys. Don't FOMO into Tesla. Okay, this is a setup that you have to be prepared for to take. You can wait for pullbacks, look for the first flag. Apple, the stop is very close on conservative to that VWAP. Robinhood scale out. SPY testing VWAP. Qs trying to go to that 9. Okay, if the Qs can reclaim that 1170, guys. Tesla 360 full circle, all right, is a possibility. If SPY can reclaim VWAP, Qs can reclaim that 71172. Okay, Tesla can continue to push after TP3 into 360. All right, tremendous job, guys. Let's get the likes up. If you took Tesla, $signs in the chat. Unfortunately, no horse in the race. It's actually harder than it looks just to sit and watch things go and not be able to do anything. Or maybe might be a good thing. Apple, beautiful job, Sherman. Tesla 30%, beautiful job, Elion, on catching Tesla. Okay, SPY stay above VWAP, SPY stay above VWAP. Okay, Tesla might have one more push into 360. It's struggling at TP3. Speaking of Tesla, let's put on the full screen. Here you go. All right, this is why. Okay. You need shockwave in your tool belt. All right, this is what it's designed for. On days where it's choppy, you have to manage risk. It's gonna be frustrating. But on a name that has intraday higher time frame alignment, okay, that can take care of everything. Because all you need to do is catch one to three trades like this a week. Everything else, just manage risk. Don't get too bogged down on when you get stopped out. Okay, 20%, 25%, 15% here, 15. All right, if you just keep managing the stop, and eventually you'll catch something like this. All right, so textbook entry. All right, so 360 coming up, guys. And there's a clear breakout. That's $7, guys. $7. Okay, and then 360 will be the first test. If we can declare a victor above 360, it's going to continue to push up. But more than likely, we need SPY to stay above VWAP. That can help it get above there. Signal comes in right here. So sometimes it's so strong that there's no pullback. Okay, there's no pullback. It just goes. Okay, tremendous job, guys. Tremendous job on this Friday. Tesla, look at that. 200%, 100%. Tremendous job, Poodle. Poodle strikes again. Tremendous job. Okay. All right, so MVP during first shift goes to Tesla. MVP for first shift goes to Tesla. Unanimous MVP. Also, right behind that is the laggard in the space with crypto running up. Hood. Only thing you have to be mindful of is, of course, the IV. If you can agree to the IV, that's fine. And that Shockwave 15 is actually the later entry. The early entry is Shockwave 5. Right, but to trade Shockwave 5, you really need to know what you're doing. Okay. Look at Shockwave 5 on Tesla. Shockwave 5 and 15 actually coincide. Index is not doing much, guys. Index is not doing much. This is the stock pickers market. 760 coming up on Tesla. 360, not 760. I'm so used to the sevens because of SPY and the Qs. So 360 coming up on Tesla. If SPY can hold above that VWAP, that might give Tesla a chance to hit that 360 on this initial first leg. Okay, second leg rules apply. And we got the green light right here. Once he popped above VWAP, we got that green light. So no red light as of yet. Okay. Let me try refreshing one more time. Tesla, nice push on Tesla. The shallowest pullback. Okay. Here it is. Very, very shallow. Only issue is index are pulling back. Qs sliding to the downside. Small caps breaking down, guys. Fresh break on small caps. Hold below PML. This thing can start to slide. Nvidia continues to drop. Nvidia continues to drop. Okay, small caps. Next. Via Shockwave 5 working nicely. Shockwave 15 is going to be the lows beneath 299.02. See if you can hold below PML into TP1 or scale out for Shockwave 15. SPY getting smacked off that VWAP. There goes small caps. If you took small caps, manage it quarterly. SPY is coming in hot. SPY is coming in hot here. Back into PML. back into PML. Haven't had a no trade day in a long time. I don't think we ever had a no trade day. But it looks like today will be it. Okay, so no positions currently. Having some issues with Weeble. All right, but again, the show must go on. So if you took Tesla, Tesla was one of the ideas. Apple did provide a scalp, possibly getting stopped out. You can use VUp as your risk. Robinhood, Nvidia breaking down as well. We have Microsoft starting to pick up some speed here. Okay, Tesla bouncing off that shallow test. Okay. Hold test up to 365. It depends where your entry is. All right, so it depends where your entry is. It depends on what you paid for those contracts. Not 365. Okay, depends on your entry is. All right, my entry is here. Okay, yeah, I can have a cushion to hold to 365. If my entry is here on the first pullback that we just discussed, on the shallow pullback, all right, I'm not even thinking about 365. That's like thinking about what's going to take place 10 years from now. That's way beyond. So as soon as if I decide to take it here, if I decide to take this bounce, what I'm just looking for, depends if I'm looking for a scalp. If it's a scalp, I just want a quick appreciation. If it's a technical move, all right, maybe I'll take it into these highs up here and then let the runners see if they can go. All right. If my entry is all the way down here, then okay, I can, if I secure a profit and I have a few contracts left, okay, then I can possibly say, you know what, let me just ride this thing out if it wants to be one of those days where it just continues to rip, and I'll use maybe one of those slower EMAs as my risk. Rather than the 9, rather than the 20, maybe use the 35, 45, or 50. That'll be the approach. All right, so it just depends how much you're paying, because the contracts you're buying here and you're buying there are 2 different prices. Those contracts now cost upwards maybe 200, 300% more. Okay. Because there's demand for those contracts now. Okay. So 365 is a possibility if the if SPY can get above that VWAP, but first let's get to 360. If you have those first data contracts, that's fine. Alphabet is starting to push here. Microsoft coming for that test. New sub, absolutely welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're new, guys, let us know where you're joining from. Let us know where you're joining from. Tremendous job on catching Tesla. So I'll live vicariously through you guys today. We're closing in on a huge milestone for the channel, guys. 6K subs. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and help us get there. We're going to get there eventually, but if we get everyone on the same page, we can get there quicker. Okay. QQQ is the one that led. Okay. Gorgeous. The what's keeping SPY from breaking down is the Dow's pushing. Small caps, gorgeous. All right, so there's so many clean opportunities. Look at this. Poodle strikes again. One contract. All right, tremendous, tremendous trader using one contract. All right. $342 in your pocket. Okay. On Robinhood. All right, so Volatile has a tremendous edge in knowing when to hold, how to hold, and playing those right setups. So tremendous job, Volatile. Tremendous job, Fido as well. All right, now on puts, IWM as well. So they're giving cleaner action today than they were any other day of the week, to be honest. Especially with mega cap tech and small cap tech. Okay, so don't chase Tesla now. Don't chase all these other names. Those already went. You have to wait for the second leg. Apple is still brewing, so Apple is turning out to be one of those names that are taking some time. Okay, Q's. If you scalped Apple, okay, you can walk away with something there. But if you're looking for that scale out on Apple, at least a 1 hour, 1.5 hour return, not there yet. So you're sitting in drawdown or contemplating. Just looking at the technicals, seeing what are the likelihood of getting all the way down there. All right, if something is taking too long, okay, you can always close it if you like, if you don't feel comfortable, for a smaller loss. Great job, Fido, on taking NVIDIA. Even out the money user pre-out. When Tesla goes, right, it quickly goes from being Stressla to Blessla. That's on SPX, Richie. That's let me see the price. SPX. And we got some great SPX traders as well. Anyone else on Free Trade Friday? How we doing, guys? How we doing? So there you go. Tesla is the what? Tesla, Robinhood. SPY, complete mess, small caps. And 15% IWM. I'm going to call it a day. So with those drops and those pops, guys, okay, this is the market gave what you're looking for in a short period of time. Remember, our job is to be as efficient as possible during the first hour. Okay, so if you can get the work done during the first hour, you are done for the rest of the week. Okay, you're done for the rest of the day, which means you're done for the rest of the week. All right. And this was not an easy week to trade. But you did it. All right. Robinhood potential resurface after testing VWAP. Robinhood coming back into that opening range. We got Walmart. Second leg on Walmart. Tesla pulling back here. All right, Tesla. Look for the first flag principle applies. Okay, if you missed it, it's either you have to wait for a technical pullback or first flag approach. Okay. First flag. And if SPY can be above VWAP while that takes place, that can possibly be a good time when that flag can go. So if you can do level plus EMA plus pattern, that'll give you a good chance. Okay, not all first flags go. Okay, it's a high probability. If it's strong, it's going to continue. So this is the first leg. So see if you can line that up with SPY. If it continues to drop, that might actually be a little more favorable. If it comes all the way to VWAP. But it's testing some EMAs there. Okay, testing EMAs. Bigger picture. Here's what Tesla did. So Tesla, okay, it's a frictionless move because you see this drop. This drop was due to earnings. Okay, let's take this off real quick. Okay, it's working its way back into the earnings drop. Okay, so it's a frictionless area in which you can quickly recover. Okay. Where's Hood? Okay, Hood. Downward compression off of here. As a laggard. Boom, gone. Green light. If something is very strong, okay, the break should take place fairly quickly. Right, within the first, I'd say first 5 to 10 minutes, under 15 minutes, it should go. Maybe shockwave 50, maybe shockwave 5. So now first flag applying. Okay, see if SPY can knock out that VWAP. If it can, Tesla heads towards highs of days. Alright, so if you miss this, now you have to look for the flag. You just don't FOMO into it. Okay, first flag principle. Hey, don't take that flag. Do you stream daily? Absolutely. We stream every single day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. For those of you who are new. There you go, guys. So Tesla's now fueling up to retest those highs. Okay, break that double top into 680. See if Robinhood can resurface. Robinhood, you have to be mindful, guys, that does have significant IV. IV is above 150%. Okay, so this is a double top until prove otherwise. If you trade the flag, there's a couple of entries that I talk about in the course. The textbook entry, of course, is here. You can also look for an entry off support on a flag. So when you take the entry here on the break, you're taking a break of resistance, because technically this flag is basically a channel. There you go. Who took that? And that right there, the reason why Tesla, because that is a $3 move, guys. That's a $3 move. Okay, now all we wanted to do is hold above 360. The opportunity cost is unreal. Okay, on Webull not working today for me. Opportunity cost. So you notice how if you have an entry here for the first flag, as opposed to the 360. So when it takes the 360 break, okay, it's working, but your wiggle room initially is very tight. Someone who's entering here, all right, they have a lot of wiggle room. They have room to take profits here. Okay, you can take a majority off right there at that 360, and then hold runners as it continues to push, and use this 360. Okay, if that 360 retest doesn't hold up, as your runner for the puts, the runner for the calls, runner stop for the calls. Tesla still, SPY still struggling, Q still struggling. So out of the indexes, Q's a little better today, and of course, small caps is the standout. So you catch this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, done. So now you want this to hold up. Okay, if it's truly a break, this resistance should turn into support. Spy's inside on the hourly. Okay. There goes Tesla. Okay. So tremendous job on taking tests into 360. Again, guys, make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe. Nothing on the indexes. IDA provide a nice little opportunity. Gorgeous opportunity. Same as the Q. SPY, guys. SPY. Outside of this initial break, there's been nothing there. Okay, this nice little break into PML for a scalp. Nothing there. Google and Microsoft, okay, intraday higher time frame. They don't have clean charts, so even if they do break, treat them as scalps. The time when the names get those massive moves is when the intraday higher time frame. Okay, is the intraday higher time frame is clean. So let me show you. Okay, you can take 15 shockwave 15. But you see this? Look at the move. Right, a lot of back and forth, somewhat of a symmetrical triangle. Same thing with Meta. Okay, back and forth, back and forth. They did get a breakdown yesterday. So maybe Meta Shockwave 60 can come into play if it knocks out these highs. Okay, if you're gonna play the range, this is resistance. This is support. If you're gonna play the breakout, wait for that resistance to get flipped. Okay. So second shift is here. So who's done after first shift? Who's done after first shift? The first hour provided some clean opportunities, guys. If you're done after the first hour, good, good, good. Okay. Question is, can Tesla hold that 360? If it can, continues to push to 365. If it can't, it resets and finds some more liquidity maybe at those lows. Okay, let's see if we get another little drop into PML. Okay, bumper to bumper traffic on SPY. Okay, I'm starting to get a drop into that PML. That's your target. If you waited for that via shockwave 15, that can also lead to a compound break of shockwave 60. All right, it's going to be predicated on what we decide to do at PML. So you got to respect it here initially. Okay, Tesla's starting to pull back. Okay, Alphabet is starting to catch a nice little push. Tesla headed towards VWAP 355.06 after 360 failed to hold after the break. Who took SPY there? There it goes. If you can get that break below PML, you can use that 754.38 as your trailing stop after securing a majority. You want to see this hourly candle flip bearish. This go around, okay, there's some legitimacy behind this one because now look at the Dow, guys. The Dow stays below VWAP. Okay, we have a good chance of getting past that. Make sure to TP at that PML near first shift's lows to avoid any kind of liquidity grab. Just like that, you can see buyers are trying. As long as this bounce, that dead cat bounce doesn't surpass this downward compression, okay, and shift the structure, okay, I can continue to potentially slide lower. But that is a good TP with a majority. All right. Good TP. That's what it's giving. All right. Right there. 38 cents. Just like it did right here. You got to take what it's giving. Look at that volume imbalance. If you're taking the bounce off PML, like a double bottom bounce, okay, you're using the zone as your entry here and your stop there to go the opposite way for the calls. And what are you targeting? Maybe you're targeting this shockwave, the shockwave level. That you take a majority off there, and then see if runners can get that break past this downward compression. Okay. We can't see a lot of back and forth here. We can't see a lot of back and forth. So let's check back on the poll in the chat. Does the market rather continue to dump? 51% says chop, so SPY is chopping here currently. It's still within pre-market high, pre-market low. Okay. The highest form of consolidation from an intraday perspective is this, guys. All right, so keep a close eye on SPY here. So you have your weekly range, your daily range, and then you have your pre-market high, pre-market low range. The highest form of consolidation is when the weekly is inside. Okay, when price is trading inside the weekly. When it's trading inside the daily, and it's trading inside pre-market high, pre-market low. It doesn't get more choppy than this. In our current scenario, we're actually directional on the weekly. Okay. Okay. We're bearish direction on the weekly. All right, we're inside on the daily. So you can see inside on the daily, and we are inside. We failed to expand outside of pre-market high, pre-market low range. Okay, so this is the second highest form. Okay, but we're direction on the weekly. So for us to become directional intraday, what we need to see is we need to see some kind of breakdown in pre-market, which eventually leads to breakdown on the daily. Okay, breakdown of the pre-market levels, and then it leads to the breakdown on the daily, getting back into enforcement with the weekly time frame. Or break out of that PMH and start to push the upside and become direction on the daily. The weekly is still bearish, and set up a potential reversal for next week. Okay? So the most important level you want to pay attention to for that expansion, guys, on SPY is pre-market high, pre-market low. If we can't get past those areas, hold, continue to expand outside of those areas. Those are going to be some strong support and resistance levels. Okay, so avoid going short. Okay, when price is at pre-market low. Avoid going long when price is at pre-market high, until the conditions change and you have confirmation that we're going to expand. So that means you want to take if you want to go long at support, calls off pre-market low, and puts off pre-market high until proven otherwise. So you have to pick one or the other. Okay. Apple, if you did decide to hold Apple, that leads to a stop out. If you scalped out of it, good. So I couldn't get a full breakdown beyond scale out. Just provided a scalp. Tesla coming to test that VWAP. Palantir, have no fear. Palantir is gone. Any questions before we head into 11 o'clock, guys? Any questions? Trump announced no tariff on ground beef. Fire up the grill this weekend. That's fired up. All right, so we're catching a bid off that PML. Keys on, gotta respect it. Qs are starting to rally as well. This might just be a gravitation back towards VWAP. Let's see if we get that push. We got green light into VWAP. Keep in mind that hourly candle is still inside. Any tips? I've been learning about trading for about a year. Okay, so I'll say tip. I'll just say is just stick with it. Stick with it. Be intentional in the things you're looking to improve. Focus on the education. Focus on building a process. Focusing on finding a system that has edge. Okay, a positive expectancy. Something that can work in your favor more times than it doesn't. And then you can start to work on the other fine details. All right, you'll start to naturally learn about the psychology, all right? That's going to come over time on its own when you expose yourself to enough risk. But the first thing is, I don't know how far you are in your journey, focus on the education. So learn the technical patterns, learn different tools and resources out there. And now you got to learn on how to apply those patterns. And then now you want to start to look for strategies based on those patterns. And then just continue to get better, continue to refine, and find a process. Find something you just repeat every day. Okay? Find a process that you like to follow, just like if you're in a routine to go to work. All right? You get into routine. So start to build a routine. Okay? That you do the exact same thing every day. Okay? Our brains like to have structure and like to have patterns. Same thing. Okay? Start to trade the exact same thing every day, but make sure it has it's high probability. All right, so there's a lot of things you need to cover. Okay, but it's possible, just one thing at a time, one domain at a time. If you're here for the long game, you will eventually be successful. If you're here just to get something out of it and run, the odds are stacked against you. Even if you're playing the long game, the odds are still stacked against you. But the question is, what are you doing to put some of the odds that are against you in your favor? So you basically have to do what the opposite at what the market is doing. The market is inconsistent. So who needs to be consistent? The trader. The market is erratic. So who doesn't need to be erratic? The trader. Right? So that's what I would say. And put yourself in a positive community. Be around other traders. I'm not saying that because I have a community, right? But our community is second to none. I have some great traders in there who show up every day, who put their best foot forward, who are more than willing, who are eager to help other people. And that's what it requires. You got to be around other people to encourage you, to hold you accountable. Okay, to help, to celebrate your wins, to get you back on course when things are not going your way. Because it is a lonely game. Okay, it is a lonely game. Your peers won't understand what you're doing. Right, so you want to be in a place where there's other people that think like you, who understand what trading is. If you tell someone you lost $1,500, $2,000, $5,000 in 10 minutes, it's not going to register. It shouldn't register. Right? If that's your risk, you lose 5K. It's not going to register. It's not going to make logical sense to an average person. But on the day where you make 15K, that shouldn't also register for them as well. Because their brain is not, it's fixed on the conventional way of how things work. Okay, when you are a trader, you have to basically you're stepping out of convention. All right, so that's why you need a community around you. You need people around you who are also on their journey, who are on the path. Okay, that's what I would say. All right, but that you'll be thankful you found trading. You'll be thankful you found it. It's gonna be painful in the beginning. I'm not gonna sit here and say there's no pain behind it. But the pain that comes with it is the pain that comes with anything else when you're starting anything else, and you're on the path to get good at something, and you're on a path to eventually become great. You have to give something up. Okay, if it was just easy, you just click buttons, everybody will do it. Okay, everybody will do it. Okay, stick with it, and you'll find success. And also, the charts will help you find who you really are as well. All right, it will reveal to you more about yourself than the market. That's also the journey you're embarking on as well. Palantir, yeah, one of those flags, the 5-minute flag, yeah. Palantir continues to push. And last thing, you want to focus on your race. Run your race at your own pace, okay? That's the most important thing. Run your race at your own pace and block out all noise. All the noise, block it out. Okay, you have to be obsessed with your process. You have to be obsessed with being the best you can be. Okay, what other people are doing, you can't compare their chapter 5 to your chapter 1. All right, just stick to yourself, to your process, getting better day in and day out. And not try to out-trade someone else who doesn't even know you exist. Not try to play the game of who can get the biggest trade. That's the quickest way to go to zero. Okay, put trading in practical terms. Okay, just how much, what, if I were to work in the real world, what is my wage? Do I make $15 an hour? Do I make $20 an hour? Do I make $100 an hour? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter what it is. Try to meet your wage. Okay, try to meet your wage on the chart. That's your first goal. If you make 20 bucks an hour, okay, literally during that first hour, okay, your goal is not to make $1,000. That can be your goal at some time in the future, but first get good at making 20 bucks. Okay, first get good at, when something is not working in your favor, not making $20 on that day. Okay, if you can do that long enough, now your goal becomes, okay, let me beat my wage. Okay, the benchmark is your wage. The benchmark is not the S&P. The benchmark is your wage. And eventually you put yourself in a position where you're neck and neck by the end of the month with your monthly income. If you apply that kind of thinking. So you literally just created another stream for yourself, but by starting very small. And you know how you created it because you're following a system, you're doing the same thing over and over again. Okay, so don't let it be about, let me just come into the market, I saw this person make 15K, let me try to make 15K. Right? That's the trap. Right? You have to play this long, slow game. Okay, beat your wage during first shift. The whole shift to shift framework is designed for that. Nice breakout here. If you can do that for 3 months, I know it's boring. All right, but if you can do it for 3 months, trust me, the amount of confidence you can build and trust in yourself is next level. Because I promise you, you cannot scale up, you cannot take big trades if you do not have confidence in yourself, if you don't have belief in your ability. It's going to be a complete disaster. If you don't have the confidence to take those trades you usually take with small size, if you don't have the confidence to manage your position, if you don't have the discipline to close a trade when you're wrong, if you can't do that on a small scale, it's only going to get magnified on the big scale. And it's going to be worse. Okay, trust me. It's going to be completely worse. It's going to turn out to something you wish you never did. And that is going to put you in that gambling state, trying to make that money back. All right, so step one, learn the basics. And when you're applying it, think of it like a job. You're a subcontractor, and your job is to meet your wage during the first hour. And it doesn't matter what your wage is. It doesn't matter what your background is. Okay, just try to meet it per hour. You don't need to trade 8 hours just for that 1 hour. Okay, and soon you'll be doubling your wage. You'll be tripling your wage. And hopefully you'll be at the point where you've replaced your wage completely and you can do something else. Okay, so that's the kind of thinking you have to have, because if you have that kind of thinking and you're obsessed with that thinking and you stick to your process and you're dedicated to the craft, that's the only recipe. That's the recipe. Okay, we're coming into that daily open here, so we can get that break above those highs. All right. Yep, testing once again on VWAP. All right, so take your time, guys. If you're looking to do this for the long run, there's no rush. Take your time. If you're looking to make a career out of this, okay, learn everything on a small scale first. Q's testing VWAP, Tesla catching a second leg. Okay, got that nice little flag break into 360. Okay, fails to hold 360 on the retest, comes into that VWAP. Let's actually take a look at Tesla. Fails to hold 360. So there's a lot of longs that got trapped here. There's a lot of buyers that got trapped here. Okay, compression break, first flag. Okay, goes into highs of the day. Pulls back into VWAP, comes back into the same level here, TP2. TP2 and VWAP provide a nice little cushion. Okay, sweeps these lows and it starts to push back up into 360. So if you go long above these highs, all right, what's your wiggle room? You don't have a lot of room. You don't have a lot of room for error. You need this thing to hold immediately. Okay. If you went long above 360, targeting these highs, first shift highs, you have a little bit of a push. But ideally, this is the area you want to get involved. And the fact that SPY reclaimed VWAP, that helped the push. Okay, SPY, nice push into that daily open off that PML. And Tesla continues to fly. Palantir's out of here. Alphabet is pushing. We got Microsoft. Okay, double dip on Microsoft after getting stopped out. Is pushing. So we're starting to see things push here during second shift, third shift, so on and so forth. All right. So it's official 11 o'clock, guys. If you have any questions, put your questions in the chat. Put your questions in the chat. Shockwave 15 here. See if that takes place. Shockwave 15 to the upside. This is a compound break. Shockwave 60 as well. Huge head and shoulder. Tesla moving again. Good. Comparison to the Thief of Joy, 100%. Yeah, the head and shoulder coming all the way. Is that yesterday's pre-market? Or is that post-market? Let me see. Yeah, that's a massive inverse head and shoulder. Oh yeah, right there. Yep, yesterday's pre-market. Yesterday's lows and today's action. Shockwave 60. My scalpers are done. My scale outs manage accordingly. Since this coincides to 60, go with the ones. If it's 0, scalp it. If you include the gap. Palantir looking like, yep, it's gone. Yeah, Palantir is gone. Up 4% on my small account. Tremendous job, Yaz. SpaceX starting to go. SpaceX is starting to push. It's back above 130. We have software running here as well. Palantir pushing hard, guys. So it just took some time. Tail end of first shift. Okay, tail end of first shift, beginning of second shift. This is what we needed. Okay. I think the suite next door has a party or something, so don't mind the noise. Okay, it's 11 o'clock, guys. Let's get the likes up. Let's do the giveaway. So Tesla is the clear winner. I strictly scalp on Webull. I have a couple other accounts. I don't have the template properly set up. I use Fidelity for long term. I have E-Trade as well. E-Trade doesn't work as, it's not as smooth. I like Webull because it's the fact that I just have to click 2 clicks. All right. So for scalping, the less clicking, the better. So Webull, all I do is, of course, unless you use hotkeys. Okay. I click the options chain. I click Turbo Trader. It's 2 clicks. So anything that requires more than 3 clicks, right? But it's a good idea to have a backup account as well. I have a TradeStation account, TOS account. I just have to make sure they're adequately funded. Okay, but it's just setting it up. And my brain is just so used to this template. Right, so that's what it is. I mean, I could have taken trades off the phone. Right, but I don't feel too comfortable on the phone. Being in and out. On mobile. Okay. 6-7% Tesla, beautiful job. So if you made some profits today in the chat on YouTube, drop a $sign. Dollar signs in the chat. Dollar signs in the chat. Did they I haven't tried their Fidelity's web trader in a long time. Maybe in over like 2 years. All right, Fidelity is where I have my buy and hold. So a long time since I even fired that up. What we got, Sherman? There we go. Tremendous job. And nice job on scalping. If you made 300 off this nice little push, you're a great scalper. If you're coming off that VWAP reclaim after green light, all right, great job on gauging the reclaim. But if you're squeezing that appreciation off of this, that's a skill within itself. Okay, so this week, the theme this week is see profit, take profit. Don't even think twice. I'm probably going to delete Weeble off my desktop and then re-download it. Palantir is still going. Yep, Palantir is still going. Okay, guys, let's get to 100 likes. Let's do the giveaway and let's wrap up the week on a high note. For those of you who are green, for everyone that dropped the dollar signs in the chat, okay, do not give back anything. Okay, do not give back anything. Be a sore winner. Take your profits and run. Okay, log out of your brokerage account, delete the app from your phone. Okay, and turn your trading brain off. Okay, those dopamine hits, okay, it feels good. And your brain wants more. But you don't want to give back any profit. You do not want to give back any profit. All right. Okay, for those of you joining us for Free Trade Friday, make sure to join our community. For those of you on YouTube looking to level up your trading, okay. If you've made any money from this live, okay, that's your scholarship. That's for free. And the communities are free. Go to spystrikers.com. You can also go to smartactiontrading.com. All right, there's still 15 spots left. Use the code TRIAL30 to join our community. Okay, pre-market prep. That's where Tesla trade came into play. That's where Robinhood and a couple other names we brought to your attention. An extended live stream. You get 2 to 4 ideas per day, not per week. We go over them. I go over the rationale, entry, management, exit. You have training resources and course material. You have AI tools and alerts in there. You have our member chat. Okay, you get to be alongside other great traders. You have access to the ebook. You have access to our daily routine, what we do, our market structure. Okay, how we start our day, inside of the routine, what we go through in the top of the morning, the live trading all the way to wrapping up and closing out the day. All right, the objective is to get you in and out, okay, within an hour. All right, the objective is to get you in and out within an hour, to train you to be able to capitalize, okay, within a 60-minute window. That's the objective. Right? The objective is not for you to trade from 9 a.m. Eastern all the way to the close. That's not the objective. Less is more, so we're going to be more efficient and be more effective. All right, so make sure to do so, guys. Spystrikers.com. Link is pinned. Use the code TRIAL30. Once these spots are filled, okay, these 15 spots are filled, the only thing available is the yearly plan. Yearly plan is available. Okay, yes, there you go. So $48 for your first month. All right, after that, $69. Price increase is coming. Price increase is coming, but if you're in before then, all right, that's the price you pay for as long as you are a member. You will not see a price increase if you are a member. All right, so make sure to take advantage, guys. That's available, spystrikers.com. Or go to smartactiontrading.com. That's also available there. All right, so I made a dedicated site just for Spy Strikers. And this is this site, okay? So very simple to memorize. Spy Strikers. All right, guys. Any other questions? Any other questions? So in this case, you take the upside push. Scalp available if I'm looking for a scale out on SPY. Okay. Stopped out. We're on the verge again, stopped out. Depending on if you're waiting for a candle closure. If you went elsewhere, if you went to Palantir, if you went to Tesla, if you went to Google, they all start to push to the upside. Indexes outside of small caps initially during first shift and mega cap tech, that hasn't been too much. Okay, we're just grabbing highs, grabbing lows, first shift high grab. And if you haven't already, guys, for the ones in the Discord, okay, make sure to take, a couple of you took a course last week. All right, so the weekend is a great time for you to take the course. It's a great time for you to take the course. Okay, take the course that's available, and also get familiar with some of the terms. I know I throw out a lot of terms. Ebook, that's also available, okay? Make sure to read the ebook. All right, so right now we're just primarily using the key levels, but very soon we're going to start to incorporate M1/5, M5/5, all those different inefficiencies. All right, so we're going to start to, we're layering in everything as we progressively go longer. All right, so first is just levels, master the levels, master in the action. In 27, we're going to incorporate inefficiencies. So if you don't know what inefficiencies are, make sure to refer to the ebook. If you know what fair value gaps are, you know what inefficiencies are. But fair value gaps are useless if they occur everywhere. How do you determine which one is important? There's 3 ways. Which one do you take? Inefficiencies and buy blocks. Make sure to read that section in the book. That's like support resistance. Someone says fair value gap, doesn't mean much. It's arbitrary if there's no context. Same thing as support resistance. There's support and resistance everywhere. Which one is true and which one is an illusion? If you mark out every single support and resistance, you'll have thousands of lines on your chart. So you have to know the ones that are most important and the ones that price respects the most. That's the difference. Okay? That's the difference. Tremendous job, Sherman. Tremendous, guys. So we don't have any, see if we get some red light activity. This setup looks very similar to Tesla. Okay, nice little push off those lows. But Tesla just broke out. Downward compression. As long as we stay above VWAP, I'll be on the lookout for downward compression break. Okay, as long as we stay above this territory, downward compression break. It's brewing. It means we break this resistance and try to create a new cycle to the upside. And if we get if we make a measured move, let's take a look at it. That probably lines up with, guess what, 50% retrace right there. So this is it. So this is a must hold. If this little box doesn't hold, okay. So if we come here, downward compression break, back to the highs. If it fails to hold, more than likely, back to the lows. So you notice how this key zone, okay, these levels were there before price. Price got there, okay, is basically the mean. So keep a close eye on that. What kind of separation do we create away from the zone? That zone is 765.11, 765.36. Okay, a 25-cent zone. So be on the lookout for downward compression break, 9 EMA test. So we got respected 9 EMAs being put to test on the Qs and SPY. Okay, see if the EMAs can get flipped. We did get the flip on SPY. Not the Qs yet. Small caps testing that 9 to the downside. Okay. Any questions, team? We'll do the end of stream poll, end of week poll as well. Yesterday, we wrapped about small red on the day, and then ended up taking that breakdown, that late day breakdown. The one that took forever in a day, that breakdown we were discussing, that came into play. I took it into PML. Okay. So downward compression break. 9 respective 9 EMAs on the Qs and SPY. See if you can hold above 765. 67, 65, 76. So we'll look to wrap it up here at 11:30, guys. We'll continue with the team for a little longer until 12. So make sure to join either YouTube supporter tier or refill my coffee, or the Discord for extended coverage. Okay. And do we have anyone in the chat? I forgot to get to the Google Meets chat. I'm gonna have to find a way to put the Google Meets chat and the Discord chat on the same page. Am I the only one left who uses Firefox as a browser? I know everyone has left Firefox. They need to add that split feature going this way. Firefox, there we go. Yeah, Firefox. Yeah, I've been using Firefox for a long time. Who remembers Opera? Is it Opera or Oprah? I think it's Opera. I wanted to check the chat. So Team Firefox. Okay, let's take a look at it. I didn't get a chance to get to the chat on Google Meets. Let's go through it. Apple, Amazon, Meta, lost on Apple, Amazon, Meta, lost another 40 on Apple. Weeble has been working for me today. At least I'm using Weeble directly through. Not on TradingView. Shockwave killed me twice on Apple. Yeah, Apple, that one led to a stop. Meta once and again. Everything on a Friday. I went IWM though. That one worked well. So the times when it doesn't work, it's tough. I gotta say it's tough. Why is it getting harder? Yeah, it's just the market doesn't have nothing to move on. Right? There's no catalyst to fuel the market. We are in a season where the market needs a catalyst for it to make a move. Right? And it's always good to look at those individual names where they are in the intraday higher time frame. If they look a little clean, I'd say when I trade, my only enemy is me, and my emotions 100%. When I started, I saw I saw $5 already. That was a win for me on the day. Absolutely, right? Start small. My last meta trade call scaled out 10%, runner 60%. Beautiful job, Dan. Recovered some of my losses. Turned a green week into a red week. Yeah, the Apple, that was a tough one. Let's break down Apple. Okay, Apple. Okay, this would be a stop out. All right, it gives you a nice little scalp. I mean, let's just say you don't take the profits there, which is reasonable. You want to see a scale out, push into this area. All right, by the time it gets all the way into here, then you get stopped out. DuckDuckGo, yeah, DuckDuckGo. They also have a search engine. And Firefox now has I think a free VPN. I say free very loosely, but all right. When something is free, you're the product. But I think they have a VPN feature for those of you who use VPNs. Brave, yeah, I saw that. Brave. who uses who uses Edge? Is that what it's called? Microsoft Edge? Yeah, Microsoft. They have some hits, but when they miss really bad. When Microsoft misses, it's like a big miss. Who remembers Windows 8? Windows 8 was terrible. Okay, any questions on YouTube, guys, before I wrap it up and move over to our extended stream? Again, if you're looking to join the extended stream, make sure to all the YouTube supporters. Okay, you'll have access to the extended stream. Spy Strikers, you'll have access as well. Green Wave had a little bumper to bumper. I despise it. I committed to Apple. Yeah, Edge. Yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, when they miss, it's like a big miss. That's just Microsoft can afford to miss. When you're that big, you can afford to miss big. All right. When you're that big, when you're a behemoth like Microsoft, you can afford to miss big. Who remembers the Microsoft phones? They missed on that as well. Big miss. Terrible phones. The Windows phones. I think what they were trying to do was they were releasing the Surface at that time. They had the phone and they had the PCs. They were trying to seamlessly integrate the user experience with Windows 8 across all of the platform, all their devices. Head sketch. Okay, so downward compression break taking place. Possible double dip on Shockwave 60. Anyone use Linux? Any Linux distros? Let me check how many likes we got, guys. If we have 100, we'll do the giveaway. If not, we'll look to wrap it up here. As always, guys, thank you for tuning in today. We've come to the end of our program. As always, hopefully you found value. If you're a first-time viewer, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video on your way out. Long-time viewers, make sure you subscribe, double check. Help us get to 6K subs. All this would not be possible without you guys showing up, so I do appreciate that. And we try to deliver as much value as possible on a day-to-day basis. Trades of the day for today: Tesla. Tesla went. IWM, Qs provide opportunity to the downside. Apple, multiple stop outs. Palantir went. We did see Robinhood fly a little bit. Right, so there was tremendous opportunities. But the big thing was this week, the lesson is being patient. Being patient. And the market really tested your patience. There wasn't a lot of movement for us to take advantage of. From the catalyst standpoint, the indexes were generally flat intraday with a couple of delayed breaks. And that brings this week to an end. All right, so make sure to tune in next week. We have some bigger catalysts next week. We have GDP, we have PCE, we have Jackson Hole Symposium as well. If you're green, guys, make sure to stay clean. If it's been a rough week for you, don't get discouraged. If you've been doing the right thing by cutting your trade where you needed to, all right, and you're able to survive these conditions, okay, you'll have an opportunity next week. All right, over the weekend, take at least 12 hours away from the charts, guys. Spend 12 hours away from the charts. We've processed a lot of information, so it's very important for you to disconnect and reset and come back with a fresh set of eyes. Don't burn yourself out and overanalyze and overchart over the weekend. Okay, we'll be prepared on Monday. Whatever we need to cover, we will cover at 9 a.m. Eastern on Monday. It's not going to take more than 20 minutes. If you want to do some back testing, of course you can. Don't spend all your time doing back testing, right? Just be efficient in your back testing. If you want to do some review, make sure to do that and take some time to go over your journal and make the proper adjustments. Right, I want to make an adjustment on my entries. A couple of times this week, my entries weren't as clean. Outside of that, we'll look to show up next week and take advantage of the best opportunity. On that note, guys, we'll see you guys on Monday. Stay safe over the weekend, and God bless each one of you.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen, thinking one more win would finally make me complete. Running after green candles like they could save my soul. The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne. Build my house on sand, watch the tide roll in. Learning every earthly kingdom has an end. Some valleys look so deep, I couldn't see the light. Some storms got so strong, I couldn't win the fight. But every time I thought my story might be done, I felt the hand of mercy say, my child,
Keep walking on.
not because I'm worthy,
Not because I'm worried.
not because I'm strong,
Not because I'm strong.
but because the shepherd
Never share.
never leaves his own. Jesus is the answer,
Jesus is the way.
the anchor in the storm when the market starts to sway. Through the highs and lows,
Through the joy and pain,
the cross still stands when
everything goes fake.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Yesterday and now, the King who walks beside us through every valley found. Yeah, there were nights I sat alone,
Every man,
there's fear inside my chest,
so bold.
questions without answers,
Answers.
battles without rest. The shadow of death felt close enough to touch,
But Psalm 23.
kept reminding me to trust. So I walk through valleys dark as midnight skies. I will fear no evil, for you're right by my side. The rod and the staff, the comfort and grace, the God of resurrection meeting me in that place. I've seen doors swing open that no man could unlock. I've seen peace show up when logic said it could not. I've seen mercy,
Life story I could never write.
turning broken chances into testimony and life. anchor in the storm when the
Market spot is wet.
through the highs and lows.
Through the journey pain.
The car still stands where
Everything else fades.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
He's the day and now the King who walks beside us through every valley's found.
If you're tired of running.
If you're carrying change,
If you're searching for purpose.
in success or in fame,
The good news is simple.
the debt has been paid. Jesus took our place upon the cross that day.
3 days later.
The stone rolled away.
Death lost the victory.
The grave could not stay.
Whoever believes.
Whoever will come
Will find forgiveness in the Father's
I
Son.
still trade, I still work, I still plan and prepare, but my hope is eternal and the outcome is there. Because fortunes rise and fortunes fall.
Christ remains Lord over all.
The market can give,
The market can take
but he turned and he rests.
on a different step.
So when the candles flicker,
And uncertainty grows.
I remember the one who's already in control.
The Lamb who was slain.
The King who will reign
The Alpha and Omega.
forever the same.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
The anchor in the storm.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Ever and never.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the way.
Jesus is the answer.
The answer.
Jesus is the
Jesus is the
answer.
answer. Though I walk through the valley.
You are with me.
Shadows surround me.
You are with me.
Through the valley.
Jesus is the answer.
Jesus is the answer.
Forever and ever.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charts went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen,
Going stream.
thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
Made me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne.
Ooh, yeah.
Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in.
Watch the